Ready for a deep dive. We're going to unpack Yammer. They went from just an idea to, boom, acquired by Microsoft for a cool $1.2 billion. And yeah, you know them, right? That whole Facebook for work thing. But we're going deeper than that today because Yammer's story, it's got these gems, these little nuggets of wisdom, especially for entrepreneurs. And ladies, listen up. This one's got your name on it.
You hit the nail on the head there. See, what gets me about Yammer, it isn't just the tech, it's how they tackled problems everyone knew. Take their start. It's 2008, David Sachs, he's fresh off PayPal, right? And he sees this pain point. It's everywhere in companies. Internal communication, it's just clunky.
Ugh, it's like drowning in emails, am I right? You just know there's got to be a better way to work together, but the tools are either clunky or nobody's using them.
Exactly. Yammer's genius. They realized they didn't need to reinvent the wheel. They used what people already knew, social media. Facebook specifically, that interface, it felt familiar, made it easy for people to just start using it.
So smart, right? Work with those ingrained habits, not against them.
Spot on. They took away that fear people get when it's new software, like, oh no, what do I click? They met users where they already were, instead of making them learn a whole new language.
Okay, so user experience. Nailed it.
Heh.
But what about business, right? How do you get companies to actually pay for this platform? That's where freemium comes in.
Freemium. Genius, if you ask me. But it's not just about giving something away free, it's trust building. You're showing the value up front. Companies, they got to experience how much better communication could be, no risk.
And that's the aha moment right there. It's like, hold on, things run smoother with this Yammer thing.
Ugh.
Suddenly, paying for it doesn't seem like such a big deal anymore. But let's shift gears a bit, talk about something people don't always think about. Company culture. Yammer, they were onto something there.
Now you're talking, this is where it gets fascinating. You see so many companies, culture is like an afterthought, you know? HR handles it, whatever. Yammer, they knew better. Strong culture, that's a secret ingredient right there.
So we're not talking beanbag chairs and, like, ping pong tournaments?
No, this is deeper. It's about those values baked right into the company's DNA. Early on, they focused on collaborating, transparency, everyone's on a level playing field. And they walked the walk. This wasn't just talk, it was how they operated every day.
Which probably helped them get the best people to work there, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to be in that kind of environment?
No question. They weren't just building a product, they were building a community. That resonated, especially with the younger generation. Yammer, they got this reputation, vibrant, collaborative. That's gold, especially in tech, where everyone's vying for talent.
And speaking of competition, fast forward with me to 2012. Yammer's on a roll. Then boom, this massive offer from Microsoft, $1.2 billion to acquire them. Did they even hesitate?
Easy to think, acquisition, that's it, fairy tale ending. But it's trickier than that. Partnering up with a giant like Microsoft, that's strategic. Big opportunities, but also potential downsides.
Okay, so break it down for us. What were the pros and cons they had to weigh?
On the plus side, Microsoft, they brought a massive user base to the table, resources Yammer could only have dreamed of before. This meant scaling up big time was possible.
Like a whole new universe of possibilities just opened up.
Precisely. But there's always a but, right?
There's always a but in business.
Yeah.
What was the catch? What were the downsides of partnering with a giant like Microsoft?
The biggest risk, losing what made them unique, that innovative spark. It happens to so many startups after they're acquired. They get absorbed by the corporate machine, their culture gets diluted, their agility stifled.
So how did Yammer walk that tightrope? How did they manage to leverage Microsoft's resources without losing sight of what made them special in the first place? So how did Yammer walk that tightrope? How did they manage to leverage Microsoft's resources without losing sight of what made them special in the first place?
They understood their own strengths. That was key. They negotiated, right? So they had some independence within Microsoft.
Yeah.
Kept their own brand, their own plan for the product.
So they didn't just become like a footnote, Microsoft Yammer, end of story.
Exactly. They were smarter than that. Found that sweet spot, you know,
Right.
used Microsoft's network, all those resources, but they kept the heart of Yammer beating.
This is huge for entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Especially women. We're often told, grow or stay true to your vision, like it's one or the other. Yammer, they're saying, nope, you can have both.
It's all about those partnerships, but being strategic. Know your worth, what you bring to the table. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Get what you need to succeed.
Okay, so we've gone deep on Yammer, their whole story. As we wrap up, what are the big takeaways? What should our listeners remember?
It's like this. Business, especially tech, it's not enough to just have a great product. You got to build a company people want to be part of. Employees, users, everyone. Culture. That's a secret weapon. Remember that. Strategic partnerships, those can take you further than you'd get alone. And no matter what, stay agile, stay adaptable. Tech changes fast. You got to change with it.
I love this story. It's inspiring, and there are so many good lessons here. Yammer, they remind us that anyone can be innovative. It's not about where you come from. You've got the vision, the strategy, and you put in the work. You can reach those goals, even the ones that seem impossible at first. To everyone listening, go make your mark. Get out there. Build your empire. But remember what we talked about today. User experience matters. Build a culture that reflects your values. And those strategic partnerships, don't be afraid of them. They can take you to new heights. Until next time, keep diving deep.